NFL team got sold. I think they did. I think the can. I think that man Joey B bought the KC. It's
There's
like
some
he
new
owned them.
ownership.
That's the new ownership,
Look,
man.
man, I want to say, boy, do it feels good, man. It feels good because I want to say, I mean, as good as we had, now under Marvin Lewis, we had 8 winning seasons, could never do nothing in the playoffs. And also, we were a team where if we went down, especially to a good team, you just knew the game was over. I feel like with Joe Burrow, never losing to Patrick Mahomes, the consensus best quarterback in the league, the consensus number one team, even though Philly has a better record, the consensus team to beat in the AFC, even though they didn't win the AFC championship last year. It feels good to know that that robot number 9 is just because now I feel like with 3 wins, before when it was 2, in the fashion that it happened, we weren't really in their heads. But I feel like the way we moved the ball this time, like third down after third down, chunk plays after chunk play, Samaje P. Ryan falling forward for at least 4 to 5 yards per carry,
Boy was
playing
running hard.
basketball
Boy,
with
I was
somebody
like,
head,
yo.
He was running
like
hard.
literally, yeah, playing basketball with somebody head on a stiff arm, looking like Derrick Henry. I'm like, yo, I feel like we are in the Chiefs' head because they had this game circled, but we ain't have it circled, man. We just went out and handled business, and I just feel like when you got one of them elite quarterbacks, even though the national media is not gonna give
Elite.
us our credit, bro, you got to start putting Joe Burrow up there with that conversation with Josh Allen and Mahomes. And to me, he's top 2, not 2. I think Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the league, and the line is blocking like he the best quarterback in the league. So,
You got Joey
hey,
B, number one.
I
As
have Joe
number
Burrow
one.
as numero uno,
I say
and I
Oh,
he top
mean,
10.
I
I
think
say he
we the
top 10. Not.
okay. Okay.
I mean, you can put him up there. You know what? He,
I'm,
if you beat the Chiefs, you can't really argue it. I mean, we
I
we
mean,
we had we had Kansas City as the number one, so I
See,
mean,
I look at it like this. Like, who was that? Mike Tyson. Before people used to be scared to fight Mike Tyson. Before you got into the match, it was over.
yeah,
They already knocked it. That's how the Kansas City Chiefs was to 90% of, I guess, 98% of the league, pretty much. But then, like when Lennox Lewis fought Mike Tyson for the first time, what happened? Lennox Lewis was like, "Oh shoot, I could beat this guy." It was close, but he won. The second time, it wasn't even a. It wasn't. He just overpowered Mike Tyson. Same thing with Holyfield, and I could even go better. Bring it back to football. When the Patriots was on that undefeated season, who did they play for the last game in that season? The New York Football Giants. They beat us, but only by 3. And then what happened in the Super Bowl? We knew we could beat them, and I think that
mm-hmm,
that's the same effect that's going on here with KC and Joey B. I don't.
mm-hmm.
You just got to. I
Look, man,
guess. I guess Joey B is Eli Manning. Then I guess he just got to win a Super
no,
Bowl.
no, no, no. I wouldn't say that.
I'm
Um,
just saying.
I will say
Tom Brady
I
can't
think
beat
we.
Eli, but
I think we match up very well against them. We have the weapons, and not for nothing, man. The line for the last. I mean, we're 8-2 in our last 9 games. Ever since we started
mhm.
0-2, we've only lost 2 games, and the line has been for our last 5 games. We've already been averaging over 100 yards rushing as a team. So, I mean,
and without Joe Nick,
without Joe Mixon for the last 2 weeks, bro. So, as of right
No, but
now, as of
but P
today,
line been running hard. Like
yeah,
that's that's
yeah.
that's a surprise
that
right there.
means that means Joe could take his time.
Okay, let
He
me
could
ask y'all
take his
this then.
time.
Let me ask y'all this before we wrap up. If Joe Burrow, assuming Patrick Mahomes does not win another championship because he hasn't won a title since Joe Burrow's been in the league, assuming
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes does not win a championship and the Bengals somehow in the next couple of years, whether this year, next couple of years, Joe Burrow leads the team and win a Super Bowl. So him and Patrick Mahomes will have 1 Super Bowl each. Joe Burrow is 3-0 right now. would you put Joe Burrow over Patrick Mahomes?
Mm.
Each will have
Me?
one Super Bowl.
See, I guess I'll just jump in real quick. I guess he has to win first, like you said. Because, like, when Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady always had his number, but Peyton Manning couldn't win that Super Bowl until he won that Super Bowl.
Facts.
And then that's when they start talking about them two being the best, da-da-da. But if he wins it, I still think Lamar Jackson is better. But if he wins it,
We're talking about
I know.
we're talking about Pat Mahomes versus Joe Burrow right now.
I would say no, because I know Pat Mahomes is going to put up way more yards in the season than him. And then numbers don't lie.
Okay.
I'm one of those where I don't necessarily focus heavily on the numbers because numbers often lie, right? Because you could look at because I know
Dak
what Ramon
Prescott for the past
I
few
knew he was
years.
going to go. Dak Prescott
Yeah.
with all those yards, and you can look at that, So I feel like you got to just judge it based off of what you see, and the hype around Pat Mahomes is like just the antics that come behind, with his game, the sidearm throws, and he makes a run and all that. You know what I mean? So that's all the hype that comes with him. If Joe Burrow could get a Super Bowl, then I mean, there's no difference between them at that point. You know what I mean? Like they both have one Super Bowl. They'll both have Super Bowl appearances. So yeah, I mean, you got to. But I like the way Joey B play, man. He's just a fearless kid. Like he earned a lot my respect when seeing him out there with no offensive line. He's still out there just balling out. So I don't see why not. And we saw what Patrick Mahomes looked like without an offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? Like he had Travis Kelce, he had Tyreek Hill, he had all those weapons. He had no offensive line and he couldn't do nothing. And we saw Joe Burrow without an offensive line, and he was out there balling. So I don't see.
He was one play away for winning the Super Bowl. Pretty much, you could look at it, one or two plays away. So
yeah. It's a conversation to be had. You definitely got to have it,
Facts. Well, guys, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of the Super Bias Sports Show. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. Make sure y'all comment down below. Man, let us know who y'all think gonna win matchups on this week, and then put y'all Super Bowl prediction down there too. You might start up a conversation, man.
Oh, you see the
boys. We out, man.
Daniel Don's 4th year. Just saying.